It's the Flo Factory, and we're back with Hillsborough County finest, Gator great, my guy Zach Carter. What's up with it, my dude?
What's good, man?
Hey,
How you doing, man? Feel good to be here, man. You know, boy gave me that call, told me to come on the show, man. I couldn't turn it down, you know. Silk, that my guy.
Already.
Been rocking for a long time, so.
Already for a minute. We down here in Dade County, man. So how was the drive down? How's the weather? You know, how you feeling? So before we get into the interview, man, what's up with it?
Man, it's hot out there, I ain't gonna lie. It's hot right now. I had a hoodie on. I'm used to that. I'm getting used to that up north weather. You know what I'm saying?
Cincy weather?
That Cincy weather, man. But, man, every time I come to Miami, I get that, I don't know, you just get that feeling like, damn, like,
should put that
can't,
on, man.
like you can't get that feeling nowhere else. You know what I'm saying? You come to Miami, it's
few places like it. Yeah.
Few places like it, man.
Yeah, a few places like Miami, man. Love it. The traffic crazy, but everything else, the vibes, the nightlife, you know, the weather, the beaches, right down the street.
It's really the beaches. You can't beat that. I tell people all the time, you can't beat that. Like, Texas cool. I was just having this conversation the other day. Texas cool.
Yeah.
But, like, they don't have the beaches and stuff like Florida got, you know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, Florida's second to none, man. It's Flo Factory, so you know we're going to be a little biased with the Florida stuff. But how's Cincinnati treating you? You tried Skyline Chili yet? The food, cuisine?
Man, I'll never eat Skyline Chili. I'm not going to lie to you.
Never?
Nah. I mean, don't get me wrong now. The people in Cincinnati, they'll die for Skyline. Like, they swear by Skyline Chili, Gold Star Chili too. But they made us try it one time, like as they did it some social media thing, like they had the rookies try it, but that's the last time I tried. That was first and last time.
What did it taste like? Why didn't you like it?
Bro, they got chili that has like a cinnamon flavor to it. So it's like, I don't know, I'm used to like, I guess people call it like Texas chili.
Correct.
Kind of got a good taste to it. Theirs is like sweet, like it's cinnamon flavored, and that just threw me all the way off. I was like, people love it there though, so it's like one of those things. Like, man, I'm not even pulling up there. I'm not going to White Castle either. I'll never go to White Castle either.
Is any we're gonna get into some football stuff. Is there any food or any recommendation for Cincinnati that you like up there?
Yeah, definitely some recommendation. So it depends on what you want. Like for soul food, now I got spoiled with soul food being from the South, you know what I'm saying? But like they got a little spot up there, got fried chicken, catfish, you know, you can find collard green, yams, everything. Soul Secrets is downtown.
Okay.
Downtown at OTR. And then everybody, have you ever heard of Jeff Ruby Steakhouse?
Nah, I know about the chili just from social media and stuff like that, but I've never been to Cincy.
Jeff Ruby Steakhouse. Jeff Ruby is he famous in Cincinnati. He got his own steak houses around Cincinnati, Kentucky. So I feel like that's one of the top spots. They got sushi, you know, all the steak it's the best sushi place there. And then I say Pep and Dolores, it's an Italian spot.
Okay.
It's pretty good. I like going there. And we got a Papado out there. It's like 30 minutes outside the city, but it's not like the Papado down south. It's a little different.
Man, it's been phenomenal watching. I watch you crossing the street over there and watching how big you are. I remember your freshman year coming on campus. They was trying to pack weight on you to be a defensive end. Now you're in the NFL as a defensive tackle, man. What's that transition been like for you as far as like your body change and acclimating to the pro level?
I say it been up and down, man. You know, I played in college coming in as a freshman, I was like 265 as a freshman in college, and then by the time I was a senior in college, I was playing my last year at 285. So right now, I'm about 310 pounds right now. So as you could that's a big difference. So last year, I felt like I think I got up to like almost 320 at one point. So you got to think about going from 285 to 320. Like, people don't know, 10 pounds makes a difference. But You feel me? You start talking about 20 pounds and 30 pounds, you know. I felt like I was a little too heavy at one point, you know. So it's kind of been a little adjustment trying to find that right weight for me, you know what I'm saying? Since I'm playing inside now. But I feel like I found, you know, I think I found a number that I want to be at. I'm going to try to play at 300, 305 this season.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's been a struggle a little bit, but I'm starting to figure out this weight thing for sure.
Yeah, that's what's up. Now, I remember last summer we ran into each other at the Gator facilities, and you were talking to Princely Umanilin, and you guys were talking about working out. And you were saying that the pros, you guys don't do all that slinging weights around, that you into yoga and a lot of other stuff now.
Right.
What's that like? You still doing a lot of yoga, or you?
Yeah, man. I do yoga. I do Pilates. You know, I feel like it's something I started once I got to the NFL. I wish I would have knew about it, like kind of in college and stuff like that. Like, I heard LeBron talking about it before, like Pilates and stuff. But now that I actually do it and I see what it did for my body and everything like that, like I try to go a few times a week to Pilates. And then yoga as well, just implementing that in my routine, you know. I feel like it's been good. It kept me healthy, you know. Been healthy 2 years in the league, you know, haven't missed any games. So I feel like it's been working for me.
That's what's up. Let's take it back a little bit. Your introduction to football, Hillsborough County. I know you was a young basketball player as well, played both sports. But what was your introduction to football like?
My introduction to football, man, I'm not gonna lie, when I first started playing football, I hated it. I was telling my parents, like, I'm a basketball player, I'm a baseball player, like, I don't want to be out here. Like, they kind of had to force me to go out there and play football.
What age was this?
I was probably 7, 8 years old. Okay. But, like, I was always the biggest, like, in my age group, I was always, like, one of the biggest kids around. So, like, everybody, you supposed to play football. Like, you the biggest kid around here. You know how people be like, you see somebody big, they like, you wasting size. Like, you can't necessarily say somebody wasting size. Like, everybody not built to be a athlete, you know what I'm saying? But it's one of those things. The more I started to play football, like, you know, I kind of started to fall in love with the game a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But I give that credit to my big brother. A lot of people don't know. I only have one sibling, one older brother. Okay. He played at Jackson State. Okay. But he graduated high school like 2014, so he a few years older than me. But my older brother he was playing first, so it kind of got me into wanting to play a little bit. So I say, man, it's just crazy because I really should have been a baseball player, something like that. I would have been a world-class first baseman.
You play first base?
Yeah.
You get Frank Thomas vibes, huh? Like big bat?
Yeah. I miss baseball though, for sure.
That's what's up, man. So heading into high school, you're starting to figure, like, you know, you're growing into your body a little bit. What's your favorite sport heading into high school? Baseball, football, basketball? Which one?
At the time, it was basketball. I was playing a lot of AAU basketball before I went to high school. But, I mean, I knew I was going to play football. My brother was on the team. Like, he was already on varsity. So, a lot of people say that's how I ended up on varsity my freshman year. Okay. Because of my brother. But I felt like I earned my way. So I was kind of in his shadow a little bit, like when I first got to high school. But then people started to realize, like, yeah. But I was definitely a basketball guy, for sure.
I mean, you're still in Florida, so stepping on the varsity football field in the 9th grade can be treacherous. What was that transition like? You held your own?
Bro, I remember it was one game. It was hard. I'll never forget. I had to start 2 games my freshman year. You ever heard of a dude named Byron Coward?
Oh, yeah.
Out of
5-star. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay,
so I'm a freshman in high school. Honestly, I'm a defensive lineman. I don't have no business on the offensive line. like at left tackle as a freshman in high school, blocking Byron Coward. So it was towards the end of the season, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I'm on the field like,
he was
man,
a terror. Byron Coward was a terror coming out of high school, for sure.
Man, what? But you gotta, like, I'm 14 years old. I'm like, man, what is going on, man? Byron Coward in front of me. But, like, I feel like stuff like that kind of like, I'm like, man, I ain't gonna say I held my own. Like, I got the job done. We still lost, but, like, I mean, it just gave me that. That's kind of started to build my confidence. Even though that was at O-line, though. I'm a defensive lineman, but that kind of just helped me, like, start to build my confidence a little bit, you know, as a freshman. And then I feel like after that year, things started kind of getting rolling.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I was going to say, like, was that, like, the moment? Because usually there's a moment, like, when you play ball where you realize, like, this is for me or I can do this. And I was going to say it seemed like that was a moment where you realized going against a guy like that, where, okay, I can kind of, you know, strength, I can bang with these guys because football is a physical sport.
For sure.
You know, so if you ain't physically there, you ain't gonna make it.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, I feel like that gave me that confidence.
Okay,
definitely.
Now, did you grow up a Gator fan? Like, which team in the Big Three before you got into your recruiting process?
Okay.
Sorry.
So this
Florida State, Miami. Who did you grow up cheering for?
This get kind of sticky. Well, out of the Big Three though, Florida for sure. But, like, I got a lot of family that was Tallahassee. Florida, I don't even know what to call them. Florida State fan. Yeah. I had a lot of family that were Florida State fan. But my mom is from Baton Rouge.
Okay.
So they're Tiger out.
Tiger out.
I got a whole side of the family that's like, they live for LSU football. So, like, it was kind of weird growing up. Like, I had so many different sides in my household, like Florida State, LSU, but I was always the one cheering for the Gators and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Like that, you know, like that Tebow era, like, you know, when things really started to pick up in Gainesville, I was always like, I'm like, man, I want to play for the Gators, you know what I'm saying?
For sure. I mean, let's go ahead. We're going to skip around a little bit.
Yeah.
Like to keep it fun. So you said a lot of your family's from Louisiana area. Uh-huh. Let's talk that game in the fall, man. The LSU game. At the time, Dan Mullen sits Kyle Pitts. And this is the COVID year as well. And I want to get to some COVID conversation. But we go into that game, and LSU's having a rough year.
This was a night game.
Correct.
Night game in Death Valley, yep.
Valley.
I remember this game.
I think we're favored by like 2 scores.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Pitts, Kyle Trask, Kadarius Toney, the offense was potent.
It's the year we went to the SEC Championship.
Correct.
SEC Championship.
Okay. That game got weird, man. Like, how was that game weird for you in hindsight?
Yeah, that game was weird. Honestly, I don't remember like much from that game because we lost, but it was just, I remember we had a lot of stuff going on that game though. Like, I don't even remember Pitts getting sat down, but I know we were missing a couple key pieces that game though, definitely. I remember, I think, was this the game Zuniga and Grenard were both hurt on the edge?
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
So we ain't even had like our 2 best rushers on the field at one time. So, you know, it was just one of them games like everybody was just frustrated, you know what I'm saying? But I really don't remember much from that game.
As a fan heading into it, I felt super confident, and then we didn't have any inclination that Kyle Pitts was going to get sacked. Didn't feel good about Zuniga and Grenard being, banged up, but LSU was having a rough year.
Right.
And I was just like, yo, they're not going to be able to score points with us because that offense was cooking a little bit.
Yeah.
And then right before the game, you see the heavy fall. I'm like, all right, that's kind of weird. Mm-hmm. The LSU game is always a rough one, so I'm like, that's weird. And then you get the announcement right before kickoff that Kyle Pitts wasn't going to be playing, and he was in street clothes. I'm like, here we go, man. This might get a little weird.
Yeah, man.
What did you don't remember when you guys found out about Kyle Pitts not playing, or was it just kind of vague for you?
Yeah, it's kind of vague for me. honestly. I be having
I was
some.
gonna say a lot of time, like sometimes like with offense and defense, like in college, it's so split in a way where sometimes you don't even know what's going on with the defense or offense or who's in, who not until like the game go on. And you're like, oh damn, like he ain't even playing. Like
It is
it's
split.
like that type of,
It is split for real. Offense, defense.
like it's
For real.
it's like two different sides of the team for real.
I mean, one of my best friends played on offense still to this day. Malik, you know Malik Davis.
Malik Davis.
Yeah.
Shout out to Malik, man.
That's my guy.
Got to tap in with that boy out in Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the game was still close, so we get down in the stretch, and we make a stop.
Yeah.
An infamous stop. We make a stop. Plays over. And my man Marco throws the shoe after a play, the cleat rather.
Yeah.
We get 15 yards. They continue to drive, get in field goal range, end up winning the game. You remember that part of it or not?
Oh yeah, I remember that game. I remember that part for sure. I remember going in the locker room. It was just silent. Like dudes ain't know what to say in the locker room. Like, but that was like our one chance to go to the college football playoff. You know what I'm saying? Like that was
Correct.
That was the year to do it.
Right.
Definitely. Like we had, we had 2 first rounders. Like we had everything. We had everything we needed on that team to go all the way. But we ended up falling short. You know what I'm saying? But it was just one of them nights. Like, man, like.
I got 2 takes on that year, right? It's a COVID year, so we ended up playing an all SEC schedule. So as a fan, I always go back and look at the regular schedule without, the all SEC schedule. We would have probably breezed through that thing with the way we was playing. So I look at that part of it. I look at how good the offense was. And I also think it was that whole moment was a turning point, in my opinion, in Dan Mullen. In his stint at the University of Florida, things just went south after that shoe throw.
It's crazy to look at it that way, but honestly, yeah. After that, everything just started going downhill, you know what I'm saying? But who knows, like if we would have won that game and, got to the college football playoff, Gator football might be different right now.
It might
you
be
never
different.
know. That's a crazy thing.
Yeah. I think the COVID, the NIL, it was a combination of things that kind of got Dan Mullen out of the vibes of coaching. And I think COVID was one. I think NIL.
That was one of my favorite years though. The COVID year, like it was like a pain in the ass, like having to get whatever they stick it
the
down
nose. Oh, that was rough.
But that was like one of my favorite years though.
Why? Like, what would you like about it? It seemed like it was like more restraints. You guys had to get tested more. And
We did. We had to get tested more and things like that. But I feel like, in a way, that COVID year kind of brought guys, closer a little bit. Like we had to fight through some adversity together. So we were kind of like this as a team. I felt like that's why we were like so good that year, honestly. I mean, obviously we had the talent and things like that. But then, we were winning that year. So,
For sure.
That's like, that's when I enjoy football the most, when I'm winning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now that year started off, like we made some comebacks. The Kentucky game, we're down a couple scores. Felipe Franks get hurt.
Yeah.
And man, I'm at the crib like, man.
Oh, that was the birth of, yeah.
That's when everything started for that year and it really took off. So looking back on that, a lot of fans want to know, and I want to know too, like, because there's rumors of how like much better Kyle Trask was in practice with Felipe Franks. Was it a close battle, or what was that dynamic like when you guys faced them in both of those quarterbacks in practice?
Honestly, I didn't really pay much attention to the quarterbacks, like, at practice. But, like, because I'd be locked in, I'm not going to lie. But just off of, like, what I did see, I mean, I felt like they were both talented. But, like, honestly, I didn't everybody was saying like Trask, he a gunslinger, like.
Right.
But I never really seen him in action though. So like I didn't know how good he really could be, you know, at the time. So just seeing him turn into what he turned into was like crazy to me, because I didn't even know, honestly. Like
Yeah, Kyle Trask, I was one when McElwain, because those are the guys that recruited you guys in, and you had a couple coaching changes there. But with McElwain, when we landed Kyle Trask, I wasn't hyped. I don't know about this kid. He's a backup quarterback. He sat behind.
That's what I'm saying. They told me they said he didn't start. He didn't
In
even
high
start
school.
a game in high school.
No game in high school.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which makes his story even crazier. Like when
Crazy
you
as hell.
talk, like he didn't play any in high school. He sat for like 3 years in college and just came on the scene and took off.
He stepped in that Kentucky game, started hooping. Yeah.
A lot of people overlook that, but that's crazy. Like, to be prepared for that moment and have no stars, anything like that. You just ready for the moment. That's big.
Who was
That's
his
big.
quarterback in high school? Like,
It was
you guys
It was
quarterback.
DT. What do they call him?
Dorian. The
Dorian.
guy that went to like UCLA, I think. Dorian Thompson.
No,
or
I'm
something.
wrong.
It was Miami's quarterback.
I met De'Aaron King. Was it?
Oh, Derek.
Yeah.
Oh, Derek.
Yeah.
Oh,
What's his name?
Derek King.
Derek King. He went to Houston, transferred
Houston.
to Miami.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, all right. Okay.
Yeah, he sat
He was
behind Derek
behind
King.
him. His
Oh,
whole-
okay, that kind of make it. Okay, I see.
But he was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
You
Derek
feel me?
was that he could run. And,
He was that guy in high school. So it
Yeah,
makes
Texas
sense.
rules are a little different. They can't transfer high schools like we do. They have to sit out like old college rules if they transfer. So he ended up staying at that program. Yeah. So he had to sit there behind Derek King. And they used to blow teams out, so he would come in and get some garbage time minutes,
Yeah.
but he never started a game until that Kentucky game when Felipe Franks went out with the injury,
Yeah.
which is crazy because he came in hooping and saved it. You
No,
know?
that's more respect to him. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's respect.
I ain't
For
know
real.
that.
You say that the chemistry and everything was on point. Who's leading that locker room? We're gonna get into some pro talk in a little minute, but who's leading that locker room from a leadership perspective? Because you came in a freshman, you had guys like Zuniga and the other guys. They depart and they out of there. Who's leading the locker room offensively and defensively, off-season workouts and everything going into that COVID year?
Going into that COVID year, I feel like it was kind of like, I feel like we had like a lot of positive influences on that team. So I feel like it was collective. Like, we had a lot of veterans on the offensive line that year. Like, we had like Heggie and I'm trying to go down the line of them boys. Big Stu. I think Big Stu was on that team. Heggie was on that line. We had a lot of veteran guys. So like
For sure.
just having that veteran presence, and then on the offensive side of the ball, obviously like guys like the thing, it's not always like your best players that's gonna be the leaders on your team, but like a lot of guys we had work, like they led different ways. They weren't like vocal leaders, but like just the way they worked. Like I used to watch the way Pitts worked. Like Pitts wasn't like a big vocal leader, but like the way he worked, like like you watch him like, yeah, okay. So we just had a lot of guys that led in different ways. And like on the defensive side of the ball, I'm not gonna lie, Ventrell was like always our most vocal leader on the team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he always brought that energy, and Ventrell not scared to speak his mind and say whatever, you know what I'm saying? And obviously I felt like I was a leader on that team. Obviously. I led in a lot of different ways too though, because I feel like certain guys, you gotta understand the players on your team. Everybody can't get coached the same way, and everybody can't get talked to the same way. So you kind of gotta adjust how you lead for different guys. Some guys can handle vocal, some guys can't handle that. Some guys like bring them with me and show them how to work. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends. But I feel like we had a solid group of leaders.
Okay. Randy Shannon, one of the few coaches to coach at all three Big Three schools. He at Florida State right now.
Yeah, Florida State.
Yeah, bro. You know,
I can't keep up. I know he went to.
Yeah, Florida State now.
So he went to. After Florida, where did he go after?
He started after Florida, I think, with the UCF actually.
UCF.
He was
so
at
he
UCF for a little
he
bit.
been everywhere in Florida.
Yeah, he moving around a little bit. What was it like playing for Randy and also Chris Rumph? Those guys leading the charge defensively.
Man, Coach Rumph is the reason I came to the University of Florida. Well, I won't say the reason, but because I was a Gator fan. I was probably going to end up a Gator anyway. You know what I'm saying? But, like, Coach Rumph, he, like, that's one of my guys. Like, Coach Rumph brought that energy every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, he always going to bring the juice. You know, he one of them coaches that, like, after you done, like, playing for him, you always going to keep in contact with, you know what I'm saying? So I felt like it was a blessing to get coached by him. I wish it was more than a year, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But, and then Coach Shannon, you know, I didn't have much interaction with him my freshman year, like, because I was so young, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, he was a good dude, you know, and I feel like Coach Shannon, he was a big piece of Florida at one time, because he was helping us get like a lot of the Miami recruits and things like that.
For sure.
So he was like a big part of recruiting. So, you know, I low key wanted to get him back on the staff for real, because we need
Randy?
him.
No, I won't even with Randy, bro.
You don't need him? Well, we need somebody. We need some
Randy
more Miami.
specials, man. Like,
We need some more Miami boys, man.
We do need
I'm
some
telling
Miami boys, bro.
I be walking around I be going to the facility sometimes. I'm training in Gainesville right now.
Right.
So I be going into the facility and stuff. And I be like, man, we need some more gangsters, man.
You missing some edge.
We need some more. I'm like, we need some more gangsters. I know you go to Miami, Lakeland, Tampa, you know what I'm saying? They said we had like, now don't get me wrong, it's obviously we supposed to have smart guys at University of Florida, but like, they said it was 75 guys on honor roll. I was like, man, like, that's not a bad thing. I was like, that's what's up. I said, that's what's up. 75 guys on honor roll, like.
If we in the Brain Bowl.
Dude was handling business, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, man, we need some gangsters, man.
Some 2.0s, some 2.5s.
You know what I'm saying?
Sprinkle in there a little bit.
Borderline.
Borderline.
Study, extra study hall at night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, you know, it's all good, man.
We was Tampa heavy when you guys were there. A lot of guys from Hillsborough at that time. So what is your take on like the University of Florida, where we at right now? Billy Napier's in charge. Defense was abysmal. I think the decline kind of started that year after you left with Todd Grantham. The third and Grantham thing kind of started. Did you guys know about the Todd Grantham thing, third and Grantham as players?
Man, I used to be on, I ain't gonna lie, we all be on Twitter, man. I stay off it now. Like, being in the NFL, I don't really be on Twitter like that, because you'll lose your mind, worry about what everybody be saying on Twitter. But like,
over-unders.
Yeah, but we seen, like, I seen, used to see stuff like that. Like, where they used to crack me up, everybody say third and Grantham. Like, I ain't gonna lie, what crazy is, like, our defense, I don't know, like, we had talent all the way in and a whole down the line on defense. Like, we had talent, but like, and there would be games like we played really well and people would be like, okay, but then, I don't know, it's always like that third and Grantham thing, serious, like we had teams stop. Then
Like,
be third and 20, third and 14, we give it up. I'm like,
we still getting hunted with that, because we got hunted with that this past season. That's why we didn't make a bowl game. It was like a 3rd and 25 or something crazy. And who we playing? Arkansas or somebody like that, and they converted.
Yeah.
Which was insane. We ended up not making a bowl game because of that third down. But it seems like third down been hunting us since like you guys were there.
It has, man. Honestly, man, people don't realize like I really like bleed orange and blue, you know what I'm saying? So I was talking to Brandon Spikes about this. I was like, I can't like get too into it because then I frustrate myself, like, because I really bleed this shit. Like, I'm a Gator. Like, the Gator shit mean the world to me, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes I'll be watching the games, I'm like, man, I'll be getting pissed.
That's where I'm at with it right now. I'm so passionate about it sometimes, bro. Like, you got to tap out of it like, mentally when we down. Like,
for sure.
Oh, you going to be on social media ranting, you know, like losing your mind on things you can't control. But, yeah, it's rough if you passionate and you bleed that orange and blue and watching where we are right now. It ain't a fun thing to watch.
But it's so much different being, like, playing, you know, and then, like, watching it.
Right.
It's like, because now, when I'm watching on TV, I'm like, damn, this was going on, you know what I'm saying? So
what we missing right now? I had asked you what you thought about Billy Napier, but what we missing right now?
Everything.
Man, look, man, I tell you, I be real, you know. I just start on the offensive side of the ball. Offensive side of the ball, we got weapons now. Like, we definitely got weapons. We had weapons last year. Just me knowing, like, what we got on the team. Okay, you got Trey Wilson, and he'll touch the ball.
Him.
Anytime he touched the ball, and shout out to Tampa. Anytime he touched the ball, he getting yards, he scoring, he doing something. So you got to get him the ball. He should be like the go-to guy. The big thing is, I think it's less of a talent thing, more of a coaching thing, but I don't know like what's going on behind the scenes. That like do you know who calls the plays?
Yeah, Billy calling the plays, man.
Okay, well
that was a big thing this offseason. If we bring in the offensive coordinator and he giving up the play sheets, but we didn't make that move.
I feel like we need, like when I'm watching the game, I feel like Graham completes a lot of passes, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's efficient, he completes a lot of passes. We don't take enough shots down the field. We don't have, like, enough explosive plays. Like, we throw some screens and bubbles and things like that. You got to take more shots with the playmaker. We got dudes, we got to use the guys, though. Like, I seen my boy Burt the other day. He was, I think Burt was a freshman my last year.
Marcus Burt.
Okay. I'm like, Burt. I said, Burt, they gotta throw you the ball, bro. Like, people don't know Burt is like that. Like,
he's showing some flashes.
If they put him on the field, I'm telling you, he gonna go crazy now. Y'all heard it here first. Burt gonna go crazy this year.
What number is he? What number?
I want to say 80.
He was 80 something. I don't think he's 80 something anymore.
I
They changed numbers.
I changed my number 3 times. We ain't gonna talk about that.
Talk about a little bit. Did Dante Fowler inspire you to get number 6?
Yeah.
That's 6, I think.
I told him.
Yeah.
I told him. I mean, that's my big bro. You know, Dante, that's my guy.
Hey, Dante, come on the show. We need to get Dante on the show for sure.
I'm gonna tell him to get on the show for real. But yeah, man, I had hit him up. I'm like, yo, bro. I'm like, man, I really wanted number 6. So I'm like, gotta turn number 6 into like, you know, a special number for defensive linemen. You know, nobody rocked it like recently on the defensive line. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like it kind of gotta be, you know, earned a little bit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I had felt like I earned it a little bit. So I was like, man, I want number 6. But then, you know, I felt like I added like that pressure on myself. Like, I'm gonna live up to this. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I ain't go first round. You know what I'm saying? I would have ran like a 4.7, you know. I had a chance, but
yeah.
You know, I feel like I deserved it though. Just like the number 1, I feel like they gotta I ain't gonna say they be giving number one to everybody now, but
We should talk about Ricky Pearsall
like,
in number one.
Oh no, I feel like Ricky deserved. Ricky
He
balling
deserved
now.
it. Yeah. The rumor is that Trey Wilson might be getting number one. That's the smoke right there.
Well, he young, you know. He young. I mean, hey, he freshman All-American. You know what I'm saying? He trending up. So, I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it. And I'm, you know, he from the city, so I'm a little biased, but.
You think anybody should get that 6 this coming year?
Nah, not this year. I'm gonna be real. Not on the D-line, not this year. And I ain't saying we, you know, them boys know. Them boys know I rock with them, but, you know, I don't think this year.
What do you feel about, I thought TJ Searcy and Kelby Collins looked good as true freshmen in the trenches. I think that's the future right there. Princely, Umanillan transferred to Ole Miss. Shout out to my guy. Broke my heart a little bit. You know, I rock with dude. But I get it.
He broke my heart, too.
Huh?
I said he broke my heart, too. I told him, I said, man, but it's, you know, can't be mad at him, you know.
It's business, man. I get it. It's a different era, bro.
What
do you think about TJ Searcy and Kelby Collins?
They're going to be stud.
Yeah.
Definitely. I watched, matter of fact, me and Javon, Big G, we were talking about, he said he felt like TJ was going to be a first-round pick. Like he said, he'll bet that TJ Searcy would be a first-round pick.
Javon who?
Javon Dexter.
Oh, Gravon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Big Dex.
First-round pick?
He said he'd like him to be a first-round pick out of Florida. I said, I watched him play, but like,
He like that.
I gotta watch.
He like that.
I ain't really watched like in depth, but if I break him down, I heard he liked that though.
Oh, he
for
like
sure.
that.
And then Kelby Collins, he did some good stuff too, you know. I heard they trying to move him inside though, but I don't know. He was playing mainly edge.
Correct. Right? I've seen some projected depth charts with him sprinkled inside, but I think on his Twitter page and everything else still say strong side defensive end. But you know that worked with you. You know how that go.
Yeah.
What was that like for you, even from a mental side of it? I want to get to some pro talk after this, but what was it like that waiting out process of being the guy in high school, heading into college, and you got to wait your turn a little bit. You got to put on some weight, growth. I know, like mentally, you could, you know, lose track, lose focus, and you know, lose confidence a little bit waiting your turn. What was that like for you personally?
Yeah, man, you said I felt like I did all that. Like I lost, I was starting to lose confidence, you know, starting to like, at one time a lot of people don't know this, I was looking to transfer like my red shirt freshman year after that
Clemson?
year. Nah.
Nah.
I don't think, Dabo doesn't take transfer.
Oh, okay, that's true.
Clemson, I think that's the
He
one.
do now.
Oh, probably not.
Now,
I mean,
yeah, that was his rule at that time.
If you want to compete, now you got to take transfer.
For sure.
But, yeah, they didn't take transfer. But I was actually looking at transferring back home, the USF. But I didn't end up doing it. And I'm so thankful I didn't end up doing that because I feel like that would have kind of, I won't say it messed up my career, but like I would say it might not have gone the way I wanted it to go. So it was tough to stick it out at Florida though. It definitely was tough, but you know, it took a lot of patience and prayer and things like that. Like I had to start getting closer to God and just, you know, I felt like it kind of like made me who I am though. Like I kind of had to get it out the mud. So, you know, once I finally started to get what I was waiting for though, you know, I made sure I just kept my head down and kept working on, definitely.
Amon, what's that like you played at Miami. I know you came on the scene just eating right away. What's it like? He came out there cooking. You know, I was trying to, Palm Beach boy. I was wishing he was at UF, but we didn't really recruit him heavy into the end. But you got anything?
Crazy story about that.
What's up?
So UF, right? I'm committed to Miami. Then I decommitted.
Right.
And then I was thinking about going to Bama. I don't know if you remember, it was a kid in Palm Beach, Isaiah Johnson. He played at Dwyer.
Correct.
They essentially took him over me. And then when he backed out, like I guess like at signing day or
I forget where
right
he
in,
ended up
he went to
going.
Washington State.
Washington State.
It was an
And that's
issue with
when,
him, and they called me on like signing day, or the day before. It was like, we got an offer for you. I was like, damn. I hung up on the boy.
Yeah.
They tried to reach out last second, but I didn't. But I used to like Florida growing up. Tebow, Percy Harvin was like one of my favorites personally. So, you know, there was some love there, but, you know, that's...
I think he went out there because Isaiah was a Palm Beach boy. He went out there, and I think Leach was out there at the time, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
Yeah.
They
Leach
like
got a couple
ball
boys
a
from
lot.
Palm Beach at that time.
Yeah.
But what was it like as a true freshman? Did you have teammates that were true freshmen as well, like hating a little bit, or nothing at all
Honestly,
like that?
I wouldn't even know, because like probably you said it a little bit earlier. I'd be so locked in. Like once I put the helmet on, like it's like a different personality. So like I don't even like I wouldn't even know. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm so focused on what I got to do that I can't even like look to see like if I made a catch it, like how he reacted, or you know what I'm saying? Like I can't even. But from my standpoint, like it was supportive. A lot of guys, they wanted to get in, but they knew they weren't really doing the things that's gonna get them on the field, like knowing your place. Cause we all at practice, we seeing dudes running their own routes and missing blocks, MAs, and you know, they call them loafs, you know what I'm saying? Just loafing around out there on the field, doing up, down. So it's kind of one of those things where we all know, like, so, and they see, you know, me out there just trying to do everything the right way, you know, knowing my assignment. So that just propelled me to get on the field, cause I wasn't the biggest, one of the fastest, but you know, it's just the little things that you don't do in like high school, or they don't really teach you in high school, you learn. And some dudes it's a battle, you know what I'm saying? Like some dudes they don't take the coaching, whether it's coach yelling at them. So it's like that first year is like hard because some dudes they can't learn a certain way, and it's like a battle between them and the coaches that whole first year usually. And then usually the second year or third year is when you either get with it or you either never kind of get with it. You know? So,
which lineman gave you the most fits in college?
Probably Andrew Thomas. You know what that is? From Georgia.
Georgia. Okay.
Yeah.
First round.
It was always either like when we played Georgia, or not like my last couple years, but like my first couple years playing Georgia, they were stacked on the line. I mean, they always got first round picks.
I was gonna say
Loaded.
so. Like we in the ACC, right? So I gotta ask this: SEC, y'all play against literally the best offensive linemen almost every game.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like from a size standpoint, or is it like is it more so like they're just so much talented, or is it just like their size, like they 6'6", 325, and it's like
I say both. I mean, they
technique,
these dudes be huge, but like Georgia had a dude named Isaiah Wilson. He was like 6'8", like legit 6'8", 350, something like that. It's like, god damn, like you feel me? He was talented, like he wasn't the most talented, but like they just be like big like that. But like some of them definitely like got talent. Like I felt like Evan Neal was like another dude. He was like just huge, you know what I'm saying? He was talented though. So
mentality-wise, like sliding from defensive end to defensive tackle, like what's the transition to that? Do you it's different at defensive tackle.
yeah, you gotta take on way more double team. It's a whole different world in there, you know what I'm saying? It kinda took me a while to like adjust to it, get used to it, but I feel like you gotta play with like a mean streak for real inside. I ain't saying like DNs, you know, DN is more, I ain't gonna say it's more the pretty boys. I ain't gonna say pretty boy, but it's just tougher inside. You know what I'm saying? So it took me some adjusting to do. I had to like work on some of my technique and it's mainly technique though. Once you like learn it though, like my third year coming into this year 3, like I feel like this gonna be my best year yet, cause like technique wise, like I know what to do. Technique wise, you know, once you get a feel for that, it's just and the game slow down, you start to get a feel for it.
You used to talk about technique and certain things. So when you made that transition, was there any, like, I won't say someone you looked up to, but professional athletes or like Aaron Donalds of the world, anyone you like model your game after or tried to learn some stuff from, considering you just made that transition? I'm pretty sure it's a complete.
I mean, even dudes on my team, it's two guys that play in front of me that pretty good. DJ Reader, BJ Hill, I watch how they work, obviously, because they in front of me, so they doing something right. And then I also watch other guys like Chris Jones. I try to watch guys like kind of my body type, you know what I'm saying? Like it's cool watching Aaron Donald, but Aaron Donald he one-on-one. You could model some of his stuff, but some stuff that's him, you know what I'm saying? So I try to watch more guys that like my body type. So I watch a lot of Chris Jones, I watch kid out of Baltimore. He just had a good year this year. Biki.
92, right?
Yeah. He had like double-digit sacks this year. So
he played inside and outside sometimes, wasn't it?
He was rushing on the edge sometimes, but
he more inside.
He primarily played inside.
So yeah, over the sacks one time.
Yeah. So yeah, I watch a lot of different guys.
Now when you get drafted to the Cincinnati Bengals, they coming off a Super Bowl run.
Yeah.
So when they call your name third round, like what's that feeling like?
Man, I still remember. I was sick. I was getting sick on draft night because like it was down to like 10 more names on day 2. It was down to 10 more names and I haven't heard my name called yet. So I was kind of getting sick, man. Like I'm like, dang, because I had a party that night. Like I had family and friends over. I'm like, man, I'm not about to get drafted. I done had all these people come over. I had food catered. So I was in the office sick, man. Then once I got that phone call, I was like, oh my goodness. Like it's like everything just changed, like right in that moment. And then being able to celebrate with my family and just, it's what you work for. It's the best feeling ever.
So you happy, crying, like what's the vibes of the room?
Nah, I didn't cry. I couldn't cry. I was too happy, man.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, instantly, I got drafted. And then, I hugged everybody, hugged it out with my family. I went out right after that. I went to turn up.
You in Tampa?
Yeah.
City.
Like,
I went right to Ybor City.
Right to
Ybor.
Like okay.
Just like that.
Okay. Are you doing this with the crew? Is Malik Davis and the Tampa crew, everybody's in the building?
Yeah, he was there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
I went out with the crew that night.
Y'all turned it up a little bit? You already had some agent money on you in advance?
Yeah.
You riding big?
I ain't have a lot yet, but a good amount. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's what's up, man. After you get drafted, how soon do you get to Cincinnati?
It's like 2 weeks later, I'm there. Or no, not even 2 weeks. Like a week later at the most, I'm there. Like
you buy your whips in Tampa, or you
fast.
wait till you get to Cincinnati to start making them big purchases?
I bought my truck in Cincinnati.
Okay.
Yeah, but I kept like my same car. I had the same car from high school. College, I took it to college. I still got it now, but I was driving that like my first 6 months in the league. I was driving that.
Right.
Then I didn't buy my new truck until playoff time came.
Okay.
Like when playoff checks started coming, I was like, I said, okay, I'll buy a truck now.
What was it like that Damar Hamlin game? You played that game.
That was crazy, man. I ain't gonna lie, that kind of like, I don't know. That was a weird night. Like, just the whole vibe of the stadium and the team, everybody, like, I just never seen guys, like, breaking down like that on the field and stuff like that. So it was kind of like one of those real emotional things. Like it touched a lot of guys. I feel like it changed a lot of people's perspective that night. Cause like, okay, outside looking in, like people that were watching that game, they didn't know what was going on and like what was being said on the field. So, you know, they were low key trying to get us to keep playing that night. Like they wanted the game to go on, obviously, because like
Right.
you know, the NFL, they bought their money, which I respect. But, you know, nobody on the field wanted to keep playing the game that night. You know what I'm saying? So like, it was kind of like they kind of left it up to us after a while, like if we wanted to play like as teams, and then they just shut it down. Like, but it was like, you know, it just changed the way like I looked at, you know, some of my teammates. You know, it was one of those things that kind of brought us closer, because it's like, dang, like we could be going like that. Like we playing a game we love, but we didn't really know how severe it could get until like we actually seen it with our own eyes. So it was just one of those moments.
Yeah, when looking at it, like outside looking in, like it looks like all the players, like it's like you get reminded that at any play, like every single play, you run in full speed into another person, and then at any play that it could be your last. You know what I'm saying? So I think every now and then in the NFL or college, like it's like something happens where everyone kind of gets reset. Like, oh, let me remember that I am human and that, you know, we play a dangerous game. And then I think everyone kind of have that respect. You look at the other person, your other teammates, and like, damn, like we really out here putting our lives on the line for each other. You know, so it just makes everyone kind of like, you know, that's probably why a lot of dudes, you know, crying and upset, because like that realization is like, damn, we really do this. Yeah. We forgot about it. Like,
yeah. And that night, everybody was telling each other they love them and stuff like that. So, you know, it was just one of those moments, like, it kind of brought out a different side of guys, like, that emotional side. But, you know, a lot of men don't really show that side, you know what I'm saying?
For sure. What's Joe Burrow like as a leader? He's one of those young quarterbacks that's a phenom. You played against him in college at LSU. What's he like in that locker room in Cincy?
Man, Joe just got that swag. Like he just.
we was close to getting him at UF. You know this, right?
No. Well, we were close to getting Jamar
Chase too. And
Jamar
McElwain
told
left.
me he was supposed to be at Florida. Where he told
almost
me
had both of those guys.
I'm like, bro, he could have, man.
So this is what happened. So Joe Burrow tells Urban Meyer he's transferring. So the first person Urban Meyer recommended him to was Dan Mullen at UF. And we had Kyle Trask and Felipe doing their thing. So even though we didn't have a solidified quarterback at that time, we had enough in the room where Dan Mullen felt safe and to move forward. But
that's how you ended up at LSU. LSU needed a quarterback at the time.
Correct.
So it was like perfect fit. But
correct.
What could have been. But nah, he's one of those guys, like I said, there are different types of leaders earlier. Like he's not vocal, like he kind of to himself, but like when he speaks, it has a purpose though. Like he don't say a lot, but like when he do, he kind of lead by example, you know, just by his work ethic. And that's why I say he just got that swag to him. Like he play with that swag. Like I don't know, it's kind of weird. I ain't never been around a quarterback like him, so it's kind of cool to see though.
Got you. And Jamar Chase, what is he like? I know he's a talker a little bit.
He is. Jamar gonna talk his shit for sure. But he cool to be around though. Like I'm about to say something crazy. But
go ahead and say it.
Nah.
We need the crazy stuff. We trying to go viral.
Nah, I was gonna say I fuck with Jamar though. But he like Florida. He like a lot of Florida music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, he always be asking me like about, like if I heard Kodak this, Kodak that. He like one of them goofy personality, but he cool dude though. You know what I'm saying? But them New Orleans dudes and like And you remember Brad Stewart?
For sure.
He was like one of the first dudes I met, but like they accent so thick, you don't know like what they saying sometimes.
Yeah.
Like they talk totally different. Like they got their own language.
For sure.
It's like
one of my favorite accents on women is definitely that Louisiana, New Orleans accent.
Oh, you like that accent?
Yeah, it's fire on women. Like, listen to a dude talk like that, it gets a little confusing. But yeah, I met some women in my time with that accent there. It was super attractive to me at that time. But
yeah.
From an NFL, I want to talk some more stuff. But from a mindset standpoint, do you guys, like, even after the Damar Hamlin thing, or just in life in general, what type of like therapy you guys get, like as far as like mental health?
I mean, we have like a team therapist, and like we got somebody we can go to, you know what I'm saying? But it's not like they don't really like press the issue on. Like you kind of like on your own. Like if you want to use the resources are there, if you want to use them. But like, a lot of guys don't use them. You know what I'm saying? But like they're there, But I feel like they could probably do some more though.
What do you do? What do you do to keep you like mentally focused and just handling it all? Because this is a business. This is a big transition from college to the pros, and it's a job. Like even watching guys get cut in that locker room, that could be somewhat traumatic and bring you back to the reality of that this is a business.
Yep.
So what do you do as far as like spirituality or just mental health to keep you focused and grounded?
Well, I try. A big part of my thing is like the yoga and the Pilates. It helped with my body, but all that is also like, that's like a time for me to like relax and like, just relieve all my stress and things like that. Like my yoga, at the end of my sessions, like we lay down for like 10 minutes and close our eyes and just relax. Like little things like that. It's not even nothing like crazy, but like those sessions, yoga sessions, Pilates sessions, they like big for me.
Okay. Which NFL city or NFL stadium you enjoy playing in the most so far?
I'd say, I'd probably say Dallas, the Dome. You been in there?
Nah, I haven't been. I got it on my bucket list, but I haven't been there.
Joe Burrow in there.
In the Dome?
Oh yeah, Miami
did. Yeah, I did.
Went out there.
They went crazy.
And Chase.
Yeah, they went crazy.
Had a field day out there.
Yeah, I remember.
Jerry were
we both caught hands from LSU.
It's a really good stadium though. Like it's like the turf. I guess it is turf, but it's not
turf.
like that regular.
Nah.
It feels different.
Everybody know Dallas got money though, so everything they got just state of the art is nice. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like really no NFL stadiums that's just like amazing. Like to me, like the college stadiums, not all of them, but like some of the college stadiums were like way better, obviously. But
from a fan perspective, which one are more fanatic, pro or college fans? College.
Yeah. You can't really college is like, that's probably as good as it's gonna get, you know what I'm saying? Like, NFL fans, it's just not the same. College fans, they be having like pride in they school, so it's just like, it's more intense, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
I'm a big NFL fan. My team lose, man, I'm on the next team the next week.
Oh, NFL,
riding, NFL, I'm bouncing from team to team.
Yeah,
you know what
I'm a Jag fan, bro. I be tapped out mentally, We hot.
I'm paying solid, though.
Solid, bro, but I was expecting a better year this year, to be honest with you, man. Trevor ain't developing like I thought he would. The offense ain't doing what I thought it was going to do at this point, but as a Jag fan, it's all right.
Better than they used to be.
Yeah.
So,
better we just used to let our good ones go. Like we watch Jalen Ramsey, Dante Fowler. Like our good ones.
They gonna let Josh Allen go? You think?
What you think? Would you want to stay in Jacksonville?
No, I don't like Jacksonville.
Yeah,
personally,
I feel that.
Like I ain't got nothing.
Yeah, I don't want to ride up to Jacksonville. We catch a lot on Stadium Miguel with the Jacksonville fans. or the Jacksonville natives, I would say. You know, but I feel a little bit of the same way about Jacksonville.
What do you think about NFL fans saying the NFL is rigged? I gotta ask you.
Bro, y'all don't understand how much I get asked that. Like, people be dead serious too. Like, they like, people ask me, do you get a script? I'm like, no. Like,
it's not possible.
Like, what do y'all think? Like, no, the NFL not rigged. Like, that one, like, outside, when you actually in it though, like, you get to see like how it actually go. Like, it's not rigged. I used to think it was rigged myself, but like actually being in it, there's no script, nothing's rigged, everything happy. Like, there's no cheating. Nah, I mean, some refs might have some bias towards other teams. Now that might be true. I don't know.
Right,
like, you know how some teams
I've seen some crazy flags get thrown.
You know how some teams get more. Everybody say Kansas City get more calls. You said Bengals too?
No. I'm saying Kansas City versus Bengals. No.
He's about the game. He's about the game.
Kansas City versus Bengals.
Yeah.
Playoff game.
Yeah.
Mahomes run out of bounds. Get pushed out. Field goal range. Game over. Like, stuff like that is like, I feel like where the rep, not to say refs, but the refs make those pivotal little
for sure
calls in the game where we know as athletes,
for sure.
Third, well, depends you play for Florida. 3rd and 20, you know, and 2nd and 20 it's two different things. You know, you can put a team out of field goal range. And, you know, you can change a possession quick with a couple calls. You know what I'm saying? Especially, you know, so I feel like that's where it comes from. Like, the rig is more so like them little rinky-dink calls that could change a game here and there. But I don't think it's rigged. I like them. When I lose money, when I bet, I just something to use as an excuse, you know, instead of validate why you lost. But it's not rigged. Playing football is really hard to rig a game, bro.
Yeah,
unless you betting on yourself.
Yeah, it ain't rigged. It ain't rigged at all.
My biggest pet peeve with the game right now is you almost to flag football with the way you can't touch the quarterback. What's your does that affect your game as a pass rusher? Like, how you approach and try to tackle a quarterback?
Yeah, man, they getting crazy with those rules. It's like you almost gotta like you can't slam, you can't put your body weight on them. Like, once you take them down, so you gotta kind of once you hit the ground, you kind of gotta go like this. It just I don't know. It just put too much thought into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't have to think about, I can't sack them too hard or I'm gonna get a flag. Like, just sack them, bro. They kind of like messing up the game a little bit doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what ruins it for me, because I've seen so many defensive linemen either let up and then the quarterback end up breaking away and getting more yardage. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, have you been fined yet?
Nah.
No fines yet?
Dang, I'm 2 years in, no fine. Well,
you blessed.
I'm blessed for real. Because they be
we done heard some crazy fines.
They be taxing people for like crazy stuff though. Like, no uniform fines either. I keep them socks pulled up. They strict about everything. Like, if you got any leg showing 5,000, like they don't play.
That's crazy. What's your what you want you're in your first contract. I know everybody wants to get to that second contract. We know you're gonna make it to that second contract, barring anything crazy here. What are your goals as far as a defensive lineman, a pro, your legacy going forward? Like, what's your goals?
Shit, man, I wanna individual goals. I gotta get all pro. You know, I gotta get all pro at least a few years before I'm done playing the game. Like, I want to be remembered as one of the greats to do it. Like, it's cool to make it to the NFL, but like, I want to be remembered. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, all pro definitely on my list. You know, Pro Bowl. Honestly, I'm trying to get some of these sack records. So, I got to turn up. I really got to turn up this year. You know what I'm saying? I got to bring that heat.
What you doing in the offseason to tap in and turn up like that? Like, how you upping your game?
Oh, man. I'm training like crazy right now. Like, and I wasn't even, like, I was training last offseason too, but like, I feel like it's just like a different mode right now. Like, I'm working on all my deficiencies, like speed training. You know, I'm in the weight room. I'm lifting 4 days a week, like trying to get strong. I feel like when you in the league, you know, everything come down to like everybody in there strong too, by the way. So like I thought I was strong, you know what I'm saying? But like I gotta get stronger. So like I'm working on that right now though. So I just feel like I'm taking it to a different level, you know, less partying right now. You know, off season, you know, guys hanging out, like you could do what you want to do. You off. You no school, you off. You could be in Miami all off season if you want to, you feel me? But I'm really just trying to dial in right now. So I'm hungry right now. So
that's what's up, man. How does it feel? You know, your dreams come true. You guys, your boy like Malik and the other guys from Tampa that you grew up with and then go to college with. Everybody pros now. Malik's actually at Dallas, man.
Yep. Speaking
of Dallas, when you guys get back together now that your dreams have come true, like what's that feeling like?
We be talking about it, man. Like we just be saying like, crazy, bro. Like we used to talk about this. Like we really doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to talk about it, but to really do it and live it, you know, it's a different type of feeling. Sometimes it's crazy though. You know, you look back, just how far we came, you know. Cause I know Malik, he been playing ball with him since we was like 8 years old, things like that. So
he's been tested too.
Yeah.
Like injuries and
yeah,
you know.
He been tested, man. He been at the top. He was.
I gotta get Malik on here too, man.
At the top of the top.
Yeah.
His freshman year, then he got hurt. He had to battle through some things, but nah, man, it's always good. And you know, when we down in Tampa, you know, my boy Leak like to say, man, we gotta pop it, man. You know, everybody say they gotta pop their shit. He said, we gotta pop it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Put that work in, man. All right, before we wrap it up, man, to that young athlete out there, young ball player playing absolutely any sport, that, you know, sometimes you question yourself. The battle is really here, you know, like the doubt. You overcome your own mind and you can overcome a lot of other things. What advice would you give that young athlete that's trying to find their way in this journey to the pros or whatever it may be?
Honestly, man, I tell them you gotta focus on the now and in that moment. Don't think too far ahead. You know what I'm saying? You gotta take care each day. You just gotta, what can I do each day to get better and take it one day? I mean, it sound cliche, you know what I'm saying? But like, you really do gotta take things one day at a time. What can I get better at today? And then, you know, I say like, a big one is patience though. Like you gotta have patience in whatever you do. You know what I'm saying? Like even transitioning from level to level, little league to high school to college to NFL or whatever sport you're in, you gotta have patience. You're not always gonna show up and be the very best at your position like day one. You gotta work. You know what I'm saying? It's all a process. My coach used to say in high school, trust the process, and that's always stuck with me. You know what I'm saying? I always say that you gotta trust the process. You know,
it's definitely a process, developmental. Like from every level, you had to wait your turn, put weight on, develop. I mean, you did it in high school when you first faced Kyle. You playing offensive line. You go to high school, and then you go to college. You had to do the same thing: wait, put on size. Eventually, get a defensive tackle. You're in the pros. Playing behind some guys.
I had to do the same thing.
So it's like a process.
But that's what I'm saying. Once you do it, that's why I don't stress. I don't really stress like when things not going my way because I've been here before. You know what I'm saying? So I know how to handle it. I know how to deal with it. And then I gotta tell them keep God first. I can't forget that. You know, everybody don't believe in God, but like if you're a real believer, keep God first. And let him guide you.
100%. Co-sign that. One more. There's been some talk on just Twitter, like Florida rappers. Who you got for the GOAT? We got Trick, we got Kodak, we got Plies, we got Rick Ross. Who is your GOAT for Florida rapper? This Flo Factory, man. We got to get the takes on everything culture.
I ain't gonna lie. I gotta say right now, and then I gotta say, you know, like an all time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like, I know Rod that man.
Oh, Rod, wait, I keep forgetting to add Rod in that mix. Tampa.
Hey, Rod that man, he's selling out arenas across the nation now, for real.
Okay.
But I say like just Florida, all like everybody just being around now, like everybody that talk about Florida automatically say Kodak. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you listen to Kodak? Like, so I feel like Kodak kind of like became like, who would y'all say? I feel like Kodak kind of like.
I'm Ross.
Yeah.
I got Kodak at second, but Ross, I'm a different era, you know?
He got that
Ross.
The ones he's like, I just am too young to like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
here's my take on it. I think like Ross is a global sound, right?
Yeah.
He Miami as hell, but he's been making big records for so long. He's bigger than just Florida at this point. Yeah. I think when you think representation of the first artist people think about being from Florida, especially these young guys, you probably in the NFL on the road, it's probably Kodak.
Kodak.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Kodak Rod Wave too.
Rod Wave is cooking.
That's why I had to say Rod, cause like Rod one of my favorite artists. You feel me?
Yeah.
And everybody be like, why you like listening to sad music? I'm like, all his songs ain't sad. You feel me? Some of his shit like motivational. Like I get motivated.
For
like,
sure, inspiring. Yeah.
Inspiring. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
There you got it, man. Rod Wave, Kodak. What's up?
I was gonna ask one more question. I gotta have to do it. I gotta do it. Week 0.
Oh yeah.
We played. What happened?
UF.
We got Miami and Gainesville.
We go to the swamp.
They got to come to Ben Hill.
What date is this? I gotta be there. Yes. When is this?
First game of the season. We got tailgate. No, you got to pull up.
Man, if we not like if we off, I'm there. It's in game. See,
y'all should be starting.
I'll be able to go.
Yeah, you should be able to go to that.
Last year, the first game of the season was it was early.
Yeah.
In the week, I think it was like a Thursday
game, Utah.
And it was way in Utah,
right.
So I couldn't go.
Right.
But if it's in Gainesville, if it's Saturday, I'm going.
Hey, pull up to the tailgate, man. We're going to have some great stuff. Man, how you feeling about the game?
I'm feeling great because,
You should feel great.
I see this, man. I see, Cam Ward, man, throwing for like 300.
Is that y'all quarterback?
Yeah, he transferred. We got no more.
I keep telling y'all about my venue, man. My venue be loud,
Where he transferred from?
Washington State.
He nice. I don't even know.
I like him. I think he compared to what they was gonna bring into the swamp. Like I had us as a layup win before he transferred there.
He was celebrating, bro. Crazy.
I was hyped, bro. They lost Tyler Van Dyke. So they you look at their depth chart. Who's the young boy?
11. You talking about?
No, you guys is quarterback.
Oh, broke his arm.
No, Ja'Curry. You guys had Ja'Curry Brown that was going to possibly come in and be the quarterback. So I'm excited. He's a running back at quarterback. You feel me? Cam said he was going pro, so I was like, yeah, they kind of jammed up. But either way, bro, I believe in my venue. Ben Hill get loud, dog. Like
I was just about this. I ain't gonna lie. No matter how up and down Gators is, big games, they usually win those in the swamp. I don't if it's gonna be a night game.
It's gonna be a night game.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard for Miami to come up with that dub. And I don't even know how we gonna be this year. Like we ain't did spring football or nothing yet. But I feel like just off the stadium alone, that's an advantage. It's
gonna be rocking. It's gonna be that first game. It's a lot of learning and new faces. And guys got it. So it could go either way. You know what I'm saying? On paper, we should win the game, but like you said, in the day, y'all line up, and then you play on the road in a hostile environment.
You gotta play in that swamp.
That swamp is that venue, baby. Hey, rain, sleet, or snow, the best tailgate is gonna be the Flo Factory tailgate. We hanging out big, drinks, food, vices, everything should be a party, man. Content, we doing it up, bro. Make sure you pull up, hang out with us.
Yes, sir.
Tell everybody, tell Malik, tell the crew. You know what I'm saying?
Man, y'all pull up to the tailgate, man.
Big vibes. I appreciate you for hanging out with us, man.
You already know, man.
It's Flo Factory. We out.
Dang, went by fast.
Yeah, don't look now, it's just the beginning. We win it, we win it, we win it, we win it. Yeah, Flo Factory.